Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are diving into a topic that I know you are going to love, and that is menopause exercise do's and don'ts. So if you're new here, hello, I'm Tracy. I am 49 years old and I have been a trainer for over 25 years. So for more than half of my life, I have been immersed in the fitness and wellness world. I'm also in menopause myself. I know a lot of people say postmenopause. I like to say I'm in menopause because I know those hormone levels are shifting and changing. And I'm also a mom to a 4-year-old. So if you are thinking that, once you hit menopause, the party's over and you just need to look like that is not true. And I'm gonna dive in really the changes that we need to make and some that I know you haven't heard of. Oh, and definitely make sure you stay to the end of this video because at the end, I'm sharing probably my favorite tip, and it's something that a lot of people I don't hear talking about, and it really works. So the first mistake that I see women making when it comes to their fitness in menopause is really just overcomplicating things. It's so easy to think, I should be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, and thinking like, what is going on here? And that sense of overwhelm can make it really challenging for women, so much so that they think, you know what, nothing's going to work for me, so I'm just going to do nothing. And I don't want that to be the case for you. That's one of the things that I've always been really committed to, is taking away the overwhelm and making things really simple and implementable for you so that you look and feel your best at any age and any stage of life. Don't overcomplicate things. Do keep it simple. So the next thing that I see women stressing about so much, especially when we're in this phase of menopause, or even if you're in perimenopause, is stressing out over strength training. Now, every kind of expert in the medical field, is specifically when they specialize in menopause, is going to say you absolutely must do strength training and resistance training. And I absolutely agree with that. But, and this is a big but, that does not mean that you have to all of a sudden start picking up a huge rack of weights and doing squats with 400 pounds. I have zero interest in doing that, and my body and my body type would not respond in the way that I would want it to. So I know this can be really controversial, but here's the deal. Yes, you do want to include resistance training into your workouts. There was a great article that was in Time magazine recently, and one of the things that they really featured in there, that the best workouts are the workouts that really combine a bit of cardio with your strength training, because that's going to save you more time. But resistance training doesn't have to just come from lifting a really heavy weight. It could come from you doing body weight workouts. It could come from you using equipment like a Pilates reformer, which is one of my favorites. It could come from you incorporating a weighted vest during your walks, or maybe even doing some wrist weights to, really tone up the arms. Those are really having a moment again. But resistance training can also come in the form of doing lighter weights, but lots of repetitions, body weight, and even using things like a Pilates ring or using bands to create that extra level of resistance. The point is, this is not something that you need to stress out about. And in fact, you want to, again, keep it simple and make it something pleasurable, enjoyable, and something that's actually fun that you look forward to. In my fitness membership and community, Total Body Transformation, we just added a brand new body weight workout to our workout library. And the women inside of it are absolutely loving it because it's a really great example of you definitely work up a sweat. It is definitely challenging, but you are only using your body's resistance. So make no mistake, one of your best fitness tools is your body. Oh, and if you want to check out TBT, of course, I'll leave it linked down below in the description and up here in the cards as well, so you can check it out. A big don't that I see women doing when it comes to their menopause fitness is doing what I like to call going from 0 to 1,000. And this is really what I like to think of as the recipe for creating injury. Now, if you're the kind of person that has always worked out your entire life and like you're in perimenopause and oops, now I'm in menopause and now I'm postmenopausal, you're gonna have an easier time through these transitions in life. And it's just because you've always been a more fit or a more active person. But let me not discourage you. If you haven't never worked out before in your life, this is today a great day to start. I've got tons and tons of free short workouts here on my YouTube channel. And I think that those workouts here on my channel are a really great way for you to start easing into your fitness if you are a person that maybe is recovering from an injury or you haven't worked out in a long time. It's really important that you sort of ease your way into it. You know, we just added inside of TBT at the request of my members, you know, we want more shorter workouts, things where it's like you are going to skip your workout, but like we just want to do something. So I've added these workouts that we call Turbo 10, and the members inside TBT are absolutely over the moon excited, and they love them because, again, it's either you can put a few together and create a 30-minute workout or a 40-minute workout or a 20-minute workout, whatever you want, or just do 10 minutes because you are worth it. The fourth huge mistake I see women making when it comes to menopause and fitness is doing what I like to call same old, same old. As human beings, we are wired to always want to do what's comfortable and what's known because what's known feels safe. And that's really like kind of how our subconscious mind works. Now, you don't have to be a science nerd or really, you know, care about how the subconscious mind works. But the truth is, I see women doing this all the time. And this really does not serve you, especially when you're in the phase of menopause, is doing the same kind of workouts. Number one, you'll get bored. Number two, your body will acclimate to the workout that you're doing and you're just not going to see the same results that you really want. And number three, you are putting yourself at huge risk of injury if you are doing the same kind of workout day in and day out. Now, I know by the time we've reached menopause, right, we have lived a year or two, right? We know ourselves. We know what we like. And that's one of the beautiful things, I think, about aging is that we start to know ourselves more. But when it comes to fitness, this is a time for you to really start mixing things up a bit so that your body is always questioning, so that your body does not adapt to the workouts that you're doing. It's constantly guessing, and therefore you're going to be safer because you're not putting yourself at risk for injury. You're going to see better results in a shorter amount of time. And if you're anything like me, that's what we all want, right? That's why inside of TBT, we've got low impact workouts. We've got HIIT workouts. We've got Tabata. We've got Pilates. We've got workouts that you could do in your bed. We've got workouts you can do just in a chair. We've got workouts using weights, workouts using bands, workout using Pilates rings. Like, you name it, we've got it. And it is for this very reason, because I want to make sure that your body is always guessing so that you get better results in a shorter amount of time. So one thing that is a little bit, you know, kind of TMI, but you know, we're friends here, so we got to talk about it. I see women accepting bladder leakage as just, well, I'm older. You do not have to accept a weaker pelvic floor and bladder leakage as something that is just normal throughout menopause. Yes, it is very common, but also, yes, there are things, specific things that you can do to help remedy this very frustrating and quite honestly annoying problem. So one thing that you can do to help strengthen your pelvic floor, which is really, really important because of the hormonal changes and the decrease in estrogen, one of the things that can happen is vaginal atrophy. Not fun, right? We got to talk about this stuff. So making sure that you're doing Kegel exercises. Are you doing them now? We all start doing them when you say the word, right? But doing Kegel exercises to make sure that you're strengthening your pelvic floor. You can also see a pelvic floor specialist that can help you. So talk to your doctor if that's something that you can do. But one thing that I really love doing, and I firsthand witnessed the improvement in this myself, of course, talk to your doctor, was I started using a mini rebounder. You know, after I had my daughter, and I was almost 45 years old when I had her, I would, you know, have a sneeze and be like, you know, I would have a little bit of leakage, or if I coughed really loud, you know, I don't have to tell anyone if you're over 40, if you get a really bad cough, things start happening that you were like, wait a minute, that was never happening before, right? Using a mini rebounder can really, really help to strengthen your pelvic floor. Now, here's a very, very important thing to note. As a trainer for over 25 years, I prefer you doing the rebounder in a neutral position. That's just kind of like how we're standing here, as opposed to there's other classes where they have you kind of, you know, lean forward a little bit and be in a more forward stance. I don't want you to do that. I want you to stay in a really neutral position. That's going to help your body, again, strengthen your core, strengthen your body because you're working from that neutral position, but it also can really help to strengthen the pelvic floor even more. So a little hot tip for you. The next don't when it comes to fitness and menopause is do not think that it's too late for you to start. I don't care if you've never worked out a day in your life, it is not too late. This is in fact the perfect time to wake up your body and also wake up your brain, because our cognitive function can start to decline due to the hormonal changes that occur during menopause. So it's really important that we're always looking for ways to keep our mind fresh. So I think this is a wonderful time for you to start something new. Maybe find a new dance class in your neighborhood, or maybe, go out and start taking tennis or pickleball, or maybe there's a dance class that you've been wanting to take. I'm going to be, completely honest here with you, as I always am. I actually haven't taken a ballet class. I was a dancer my entire life. I probably haven't taken a ballet class in over 25 years, and my daughter takes at a great studio, and I was like, you know what, they have adult ballet, maybe I'll go and just do the bar, just do the beginning, the warm-up. I'm just feeling called to do it, and I'm like, why not? It's gonna be a little bit of extra exercise. It's gonna definitely work my brain because I'm gonna have to remember choreography and steps, and I think it'll be really fun. I'm sure at first it's gonna be a little bit daunting, and I'm gonna have to get the ego out of the way. But remember, this is your life and you're living, and this is a beautiful, beautiful phase of our life. So start something new. It's not too late. The next big don't, I talk about this all the time, but it bears repeating because it's so important. Do not only do cardio for your workouts. We were growing up in the 80s and the 90s, and it was let's get your cardio on, and aerobics was a huge thing. In the 80s, I used to do the Jane Fonda workout tapes. Now kids, if you're watching this, we had these things called VHS tapes, and they were very clunky, and you had to rewind them, and you couldn't just swipe through. It was a whole thing. So my point is, do not just do cardio. Yes, cardio is important. So do cardio, and two specific types that have been shown to be very effective in supporting the health of menopausal women, and especially our cardiovascular health, are HIIT and Tabata workouts. Now, some of you are saying, no, HIIT workouts are not good for you. Not true, my friend. There is research that has proven that HIIT and Tabata workouts both are extremely beneficial when done in 30-minute increments. If you're gonna be doing a class that's like a boot camp class and you're gonna be doing Tabata for 90 minutes, that might be something I would say is not the right choice for right now. However, doing 30 minutes of Tabata or HIIT workouts is extremely beneficial for your heart health, for maintaining fat loss, to making sure that you're working yourself cardiovascularly, and just your overall well-being. So within good times, these two specific types of cardio are extremely beneficial for women at this stage. Now, I worked at a gym for well over a decade before I started my own Pilates studio and training business, and one of the biggest don'ts is don't zone out. People that you see just walking on the treadmill and they are not paying any attention, or they're on the elliptical, and we just don't want to do that. So do not zone out. Be in your body, be in your workout. That's one of the reasons why in every workout that I ever do, my members of TBT are always like, wow, you really talk us through everything. I'm finally understanding what it's supposed to feel like. And that's always my biggest goal, is that you understand what you're doing. Now, I know here on YouTube, there's a lot of trends with a lot of girls that are probably way under 30 that are adorable and lovely, but they don't say a thing. And I just think, especially for women as we get older, you are doing yourself such a disservice, because you should understand what it's supposed to feel like. Number one, so that you get better results, but number two, so that you're not putting yourself at risk of injury. Now, since we're talking about zones, another very, very hot topic here, especially for women in menopause, is you should only do zone 2 cardio. Again, we want to keep things simple. Zone 2 cardio simply means that you can actually speak and have a conversation while you're doing your workout. in my opinion, as a trainer of over 25 years, you should always be able to speak and have a conversation. That means that you are not working at an intensity of 10, but maybe at an intensity of 70 or 80 or maybe even 60. You know, it depends on where you are. During my workouts, I'm talking and giving cues the entire time. So with the exception of maybe like 10 seconds if we're doing like a burpee, which we don't really do them that often, you know, that's kind of a hard exercise to talk through. But overall, every single exercise that I do or I give my students and my members of TBT, it's going to be zone 2 cardio. So we don't have to overcomplicate things. You're in the right place if you stick with me. The next big don't is don't overdo it and don't underdo it. And what I mean is we're trying to find in fitness, especially at this phase of our lives, the Goldilocks level of fitness, you know, where you feel challenged, you feel like you're putting in some effort, but it doesn't feel like, you know, if you do your workout, you need to take the next 3 to 4 days off because you're so sore, because you're so tired, because you're exhausted. We don't want to raise our cortisol levels so high by always doing these really, really intense workouts. And conversely, if you're a person like me who loves Pilates, and I would probably do it like every single day between the reformer and Pilates mat, I still do need to make sure that I'm doing cardio, that I'm creating more challenge, I'm doing more variety in my workouts. So try to find that sort of Goldilocks sweet spot. And that's one of the beauties of TBT is like, I break it down for you. I give you a monthly calendar every month so you don't have to think about it. You know, if you're anything like me, like having one less decision to make is like the best thing ever. And here's my last big don't. And I think you'll kind of get a kick out of it, but this one really, really helps, especially for me at this phase of my life, and that is don't be afraid of needles. Now, I'm not just talking about Botox, honey. I'm talking about acupuncture. Acupuncture is proven to be extremely, extremely beneficial for menopausal women. There have been recent studies that show that acupuncture is really beneficial for helping with hot flashes, definitely can help with mood and even sleep and stress. And those all sound like things that I would want help with. So if you haven't ever tried acupuncture, I'm here to tell you, like, people are always like, does it hurt? It hurts like that. Like if you're going to a skilled acupuncturist, it's like a tiny little pinch and it's nothing. If you get Botox, Botox hurts more, okay? But I think that the benefits super, super outweigh any of the like feelings of uncomfortability. You know, I started getting acupuncture way back in my 20s, and I really feel like it's something that helps extremely, extremely well with any kind of inflammation, definitely with stress, for sure with sleep, and just your overall health in general. So if you haven't ever tried it, I would definitely say try something new and check out some acupuncture. So those are my big menopause do's and don'ts. If you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Just tap on that button, click on that bell so that you always know when I have a new video that goes live, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube, check out this video where I go deeper into more menopause do's and don'ts.